Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're tackling something absolutely fundamental to how you experience literally every single second of your life. I want you to imagine your body right now, not just as, flesh and bone, but as this ancient, massive stone fortress. Picture it lit up beautifully at night by thousands of roaring, super bright plasma generators just humming deep within its walls. Because inside your biological body, right this second, a nearly identical power grid is working around the clock to keep you alive, focused, and moving.
Now, picture this. You've got a luxury sports car, right? And you're trying to drive it across the country, but it has a battery that can barely hold a single volt of charge. No matter how much premium fuel you pump into the gas tank, what happens? The headlights constantly flicker, the radio cuts out, and the engine just endlessly sputters. And honestly, this is exactly how our bodies feel when our hidden cellular power grid fails. You can eat all the right things, you can have the best diet in the world, but if the battery is dead, you're going nowhere.
Okay, let's dive into this. Why do you always crash at 2 p.m.? You know the exact feeling I'm talking about. Sitting heavily at a messy office desk, staring completely blankly at a computer screen, while desperately clutching a massive cup of coffee like it's a life raft. Seriously, why do we constantly rely on these giant artificial crutches and synthetic energy drinks instead of tapping into our own natural roaring energy?
Well, by the end of this explainer, you're going to understand the exact biological root of that mid-afternoon exhaustion. And even better, you'll have the precise, natural protocols to completely rebuild your energy grid from the inside out. So here's our roadmap for today. First, your hidden power grid. Second, the root of exhaustion. Third, the cold and light protocols. Fourth, premium fuel for your cells. And finally, 5, the ultimate vitality routine.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, your hidden power grid deep inside your cells.
Let's do a microscopic zoom right past your skin, deep into a vibrant human cell, to see the actual mechanism that is powering you. Right there, floating inside, you'll find hundreds of your mitochondria. These are tiny, bean-shaped power stations, the literal biological engines inside your cells. And if you look closely, they have this intricately folded, glowing inner membrane. They act as a 24/7 power plant, continuously taking the food you eat and the air you breathe and chemically converting them into highly usable energy.
And I really want to pause on this massive number for a second. 95%. Think about the sheer scale of that. These microscopic, completely hidden structures are responsible for producing over 95% of your total life energy. In fact, your body actually recycles its own weight in this cellular energy every single day. Almost everything you do, think, and feel is powered by them.
What's really interesting about this breakdown is when you contrast that massive 95% of mitochondrial energy production with the tiny 5% from other cellular sources, it just hits home how incredibly dependent our survival really is on these little microscopic engines.
So what exactly are they manufacturing in that 95%? They are making ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. Think of ATP as the universal cellular currency. It's like a bright golden spark of pure electrical fuel bursting right out of that inner membrane. It powers your thoughts, your heartbeat, your muscles. Imagine a busy city street where every single electronic device suddenly loses power all at once. Without a constant, non-stop supply of ATP, your biological city would instantly grind to a halt.
Moving on to Section 2, the root of exhaustion, the decaying factory engine.
Now, you might be wondering, if we possess these incredible biological power plants, why are so many of us constantly tired? Well, think of an aging cell like an old, worn-out factory engine. It's covered in thick black soot, blowing heavy smoke while its gears just slowly grind to dust. The culprit behind that decay is free radicals. These are unstable, highly aggressive particles shooting violently out of damaged mitochondrial membranes. They actively mutate your DNA and accelerate the physical aging process. As we age, our mitochondria undergo severe structural damage. They become highly inefficient and leaky. And this decay, this is exactly why you can sleep a full 8 hours and still wake up feeling completely exhausted and physically heavy at 7 a.m. Your body simply cannot generate enough baseline energy to even repair itself overnight.
So the crucial point is, what is actually causing this overwhelming damage? Flooding your system with refined sugars and highly processed carbohydrates completely overloads your mitochondrial furnace. It creates this highly erratic, chaotic red line on your blood sugar monitor. Combine that with an artificial, sedentary lifestyle and a total lack of connection with nature, and you are quite literally actively destroying your own power grid.
The science on this is incredibly clear. Mitochondrial dysfunction is the ultimate root cause behind premature biological aging and metabolic decline. It basically creates a toxic gray film across your cells. And look, the pharmaceutical industry spends billions trying to create some synthetic pill to instantly boost human stamina. But those synthetic fixes, they are entirely the wrong solution for what is fundamentally a structural cellular problem.
Which brings us to Section 3, the cold and light protocols, rebuilding the power grid.
Let's look at exactly how we can naturally revitalize these power plants using environmental triggers. There's this incredible 4-step biological pathway called mitochondrial biogenesis. Basically, when you take your hand and turn that shower dial completely away from steaming hot water and click it firmly into the freezing cold zone, you initiate Step 1. That sudden thermal shock triggers Step 2, which is a profound survival pathway. In Step 3, your body systematically breaks down the old, damaged, soot-covered power plants. And finally, in Step 4, brand new, highly efficient cells split and multiply. Cold exposure is a literal, powerful wake-up call that forces your body to build a much larger, cleaner energy grid.
And this brilliantly illustrates another powerful environmental trigger, photobiomodulation. Specific wavelengths of natural red and near-infrared light actually pass effortlessly right through your skin tissues to interact directly with your cells. When these red light waves strike a specialized enzyme inside the mitochondrial membrane, it kicks your ATP production into overdrive. You are literally charging your cellular batteries using pure light energy. How cool is that?
All right, Section 4, premium fuel for your cells, micronutrients for the engine.
Okay, so we fixed the engine, right? Now we need the right gas. Visualize a kitchen counter loaded up with wild salmon, grass-fed beef, and vibrant greens. Your cellular engines absolutely require highly specific micronutrients to generate daily ATP. First up is coenzyme Q10, found in wild salmon and grass-fed beef. Imagine this as a golden key slotting perfectly into the inner mitochondrial membrane, keeping the entire energy chain moving smoothly. Next, magnesium, found in pumpkin seeds and dark leafy spinach. This crucial mineral binds directly to ATP to make it biologically active. Combine that with proper cellular hydration, which means filtered spring water with a pinch of mineral-rich Celtic sea salt to keep the electrical gradient balanced, and finally, clean oxygen from deep outdoor breathing. These are the premium inputs your cells crave.
Finally, Section 5, the ultimate vitality routine, optimizing your daily baseline.
True vitality is never found in a quick fix. It's cultivated systematically through conscious daily habits. Let's look at how this builds into an incredibly effective daily routine. First, close the pantry door at 7 p.m. and fast until breakfast. This prolonged break allows your cells to enter a state of deep electrical repair. Second, get deep, restorative sleep in a cool room by 10 p.m. That's when your brain actively flushes out metabolic waste. Third, walk barefoot on damp morning grass. This grounding lowers systemic inflammation. Fourth, lift weights to demand immediate physical energy, which signals your genes to continuously upgrade your metabolic capacity. And lastly, cultivate real social connection. This actively lowers stress hormones and prevents internal oxidation.
And here is the massive payoff for all this work. Age is just a chronological number, but your true biological age is entirely determined by the health of your mitochondria. When you optimize these engines, that stubborn brain fog finally lifts. Upgrading your cellular grid translates into sustained physical stamina. It means you actually have the energy to enjoy your evenings with your family after a long day of work, instead of just immediately crashing on the couch.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. True vitality is elegant and simple, utilizing the exact environmental triggers that nature designed us to use. Your genetic code is a beautiful DNA strand that is fully programmed to express absolute health. It wants to thrive. Provided, of course, that you simply step up and shield its power sources from the exhausting drain of the modern environment. Which leads me to leave you with this final, provocative question. Will you take control of your habits tomorrow morning and reignite your cellular engines? Seriously, do not wait for chronic exhaustion or metabolic burnout to take over your life. Try these morning light and temperature protocols tomorrow. Provide your cells with the proper whole food inputs and unlock a level of vibrant daily health you may have completely forgotten was possible. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer today. Keep optimizing your baseline daily habits, and I will see you next time.